Paris Olympics are here, and you may have heard of the niche but very important controversy going on in the athletes' dorms. So France is hosting the 2024 Summer Olympics, and in classic France fashion, they want to be the greenest and most efficient Olympics ever. Well, great. I'm all for being green and helping the earth in any way possible. Until I heard about the athletes' dorms. These dorms are being cooled completely by a geothermal system that pushes cold water through the pipes that lay underneath the floor. This being the only way to cool the dorm other than a single floor fan, leaves these rooms at a hot 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning only about 10 degrees cooler than the average temperature outside in France. This has many athletes stressing about how they are going to get proper sleep for the most important, physically demanding day of their lives, leaving many no choice but to bring their own portable AC units. So much for a Green Olympics, I guess. Now, it didn't have to be this way. This building is not old. It was actually built just prior to the Olympics, leaving me pondering, why? Is this the best we can get out of a geothermal system? Can nothing beat the comfortability of a traditional air conditioner? Luckily, I have a friend at Vogel Heating and Cooling that can answer all these questions. His name is Grant.
My name's Grant Vogel, and I'm our Director of Product Development. Geothermal systems that you'd have in a house, they have a blower, just like a normal air conditioner would, and I'm distributing air through the home. It's called a forced air system. Geothermal systems are still forced air systems. The difference is that instead of having that heat that you're extracting from the building going outside to the air conditioner and then being rejected to the outdoor ambient air, that heat is extracted from the building and then rejected into the ground. Geothermal systems are absolutely capable of cooling a home on a really, really hot day. In fact, they're better at cooling a home on a hot day than a traditional system. And the reason that is because the ground temperature is very consistent. It's going to be somewhere in the 60s, likely, depending on how far down you go, maybe even actually a bit colder. And I'm able to reject heat from the building into that 50 to 60 degree ground, whereas for a standard air conditioner, I have to reject heat into 95 degree air. So it's actually harder really for a traditional air conditioning system to cool a building than it is for a geothermal system. And that's the reason that they use them. It's the reason they're so efficient, is because those ground temperatures are so consistent.
So what I'm hearing is that geothermal units can be amazing at cooling a space while still being energy efficient. Then what is France getting wrong?
So whereas a traditional geothermal system would be cooling with forced air, they're relying on really water piping running throughout the building to sort of absorb the heat from the space. They're not moving air around the building. So it's a little bit different, but clearly this was engineered with this 79 degree temperature in mind. They built these buildings or retrofitted these buildings to provide enough cooling. And so whoever made that decision deemed 79 degrees to be good enough for what they were trying to do. And certainly there's a sustainability element to why that got done. I think when you talk about sustainability though, and you're talking about how to do things in a specific way, really the goal should be, how do you make things more efficient while maintaining a level of comfort that's tolerable? So you kind of wonder, in some ways, it's like, are they using technology that's more efficient because it's geothermal? Yes. But are they also just cooling the spaces less than they would traditionally? Well, yes, that's true too. Could they have done both, been sustainable and simply cool the buildings more? Probably, but that would have required potentially different equipment or potentially a different design standard that they did not, employ here.
So literally the engineers that designed this system thought it was just fine to only cool these spaces about 75 degrees Fahrenheit? I originally thought it was the best they could do while still being energy efficient, but I guess it doesn't surprise me that it was designed this way. As of June 2022, only about 5% of homes in France have air conditioning. And as of 2024, only 19% of European homes have air conditioning, which is an insane statistic to an American like me, where it's rare to find a home without any kind of HVAC system. I guess Europeans are just built different. But should the standard of the country dictate the comfortability of the athletes across the world? I'm interested to hear what you think, so leave a comment. I want to hear all your perspectives. And if you're interested in an energy efficient geothermal system that can actually keep your home cool, give Vogel Heating and Cooling a call. We care about moving towards the future and making the world greener without removing the comfortability you deserve.